Initializing.
Welcome to Infinite Guides. I am Zacubus. This is the guidebook into Infinite Crisis, and today's lesson is talking about the coins in Infinite Crisis when they drop from drones and coin stomping as well. Now, in most MOBA games, last hits or getting the last bit of damage onto the AI drones or creatures in lane is how you get money, like this. So I'm just going to last hit that and I receive 25 credits. Now, last hitting will ensure that you get the maximum amount of credits from that drone. So ideally you want to last hit everything, but sometimes that's just not possible. So if a coin drops, what happens is it gives you a reduced amount. Now, coins drop when you fail to last hit, and so your drones get the last hit instead of you. So as you can see, the gold coin actually highlighted here is what dropped when my drones killed the enemy drone. The silver coins that you can see dropped here as well are basically the enemy's coins that they can pick up to regain their credits from missing their last hits. So it works both ways, and this is where it gets interesting. So I can pick up my coins, but as well as my coins, I can pick up the enemy's coins and deny him getting those credits, which is an interesting game mechanic. As you can see here, I'm actually stomping the coins. Minus 12 comes up when I picked up those silver coins. So Cyborg didn't get any of that farm that was going around on the floor. Important to note, you don't steal the 12 credits for yourself. It just denies them from getting it. So you don't get any additional credits. You're just denying the enemy those credits which they could have picked up. But it's still a huge deal. If you keep managing to do it, or make sure that you always get your last hits, you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of your enemy in terms of your farming. So if you miss your last hit and a coin is dropped and you pick up the coin, you gain half its original value. So what was 24 credits is now 12. That's in the lane, but if it's pushed up to your tower, the enemy drone line, in this area they are reduced even more. It's a punishment. So if you don't manage to last hit them and the tower last hit them, they're worth only 6 credits, a quarter of the original price of the drones, which is really annoying, but at least you have a chance to sort of pick them back up in a safe area if you do manage to miss your last hits. But ideally you want to be able to last hit every time. Now, there are a few little tips that you can do. You can get some items that help you do that, like nil weapon, nil ring. These items are great for last hitting. They improve damage to drones in the lane, especially if you get the recycle mod, which you have to purchase outside of the game, but very worth its value early on in the game. And if you're really bad at last hitting like I am, this is vital to help me get some lane sustain in there. But there are other ways to avoid the drones coming into the tower, and here's a little tip that I like to do when an incoming enemy drone wave is coming. Now, the enemy drones here that I've highlighted are actually going to be pushed up to my tower because my drone wave is a little bit further behind than it should be, so it's not going to meet up in time, and I don't want to fight under my tower. Now, there are two reasons why I don't want to fight under my tower. Is that it will kill the red drones quicker, forcing me further up the map towards the enemy side, which is not something that I want. And also it will affect my farming because the attacks that the tower does are very, very strong and makes it very difficult to predict when I should get my last hits in, especially when you're a new player. It's a little bit throws off your timing. So what I do is that I headbutt the incoming drone wave like this. So I stand in there, take some of the damage, and when my drone wave is in a position to actually catch up, I will move out the way and then let my drone wave just tank the damage, and then I can farm at my own pace, really. I mean, I can take it as slow and easy as I like. I'm in my half of the map still, so if I didn't block those creeps, basically those red drones would be under my tower, already dead, and I would be further up the map than this by now. I'd probably be more closer to the red tower, leaving me vulnerable to incoming ganks and being generally out of position and feeling a lot less comfortable, really, because I'm always twitchy that something's going to come out of the bushes and actually attack me. So being able to play in your half and gradually move up is so much better. I can be more relaxed and not worry so much that I'm going to get ganked, and if I am, I've got a good escape to get back in time. Now usually when a new player finds out about how the credits work and they know that they're picking up credits from the dropped coins, they get a little bit of a Mario fever. They try and collect pretty much all the coins there are, but you got to know which coins are the right coins, because sometimes they can be put into a bad position like here, and I'm going to get punished severely because I got a little bit greedy. Now that's going to hold me back even more now. Even though I'm still by my tower and I'm relatively safe, it gives them an opportunity to just dive me if they really want to. Like Shazam coming in again, and I missed the last hit on that drone, and I could possibly lose that. And this is really bad. I have to either back or do something drastic to stop these drones being pushed in, and unfortunately it went horribly wrong. I ulti tried to clear the drone wave there and do some damage onto Shazam. I didn't think he'd actually push into me once I ultied, but he's got some balls, that Shazam. He's got some balls. So basically this is another example, but when I'm a melee champion, so I have to get close really to get some farm in. I see these coins and I get greedy, I want them, and that's going to cost me a lot of health. Now Envision here, who's playing Green Lantern, can completely zone me out. He can push so aggressively up the lane that he's pushing into my drone wave and pushing me beyond it. That is zoning me out there. I can't get any experience or any credits now because I was going for the short-term investment when really I should have gone for the long-term investment, which is keeping my health up and gaining experience over time and waiting for an opportunity to open up so I could actually get some farm. So the value of the drones actually increases over time. So the longer the game goes on, the more a drone is actually worth. So the small drone at the start of the game that you usually see is worth 25 credits and then gradually gets up to the 45-50 mark later on. The cannon drone here is worth about 60 to 70 in the early game. It's incredibly worth getting those, making sure that you last hit those because they just give you such a huge boost. But they increase to about 95, I think even 100 at some points later on. So I'm not entirely sure where the scaling stops, but it definitely increases over time as the game goes on. Now, the other thing about this is it just gives you some more information on, you know, if you kill it, you get the full amount. If the enemy drones kill your drones, you get half the amount. If your tower kills the enemy drones, then you get quarter of the amount as well. So, and those are the values I've added in there, just roughly of how much you'd actually get out of this. And guys, this is pretty much the end of the lesson on the coins and coin stomping. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stick around for another lesson pretty soon. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you didn't like. If I missed something out or you think there's some good information there for others, leave it in the comments, guys. Thanks.